Hey everybody, welcome back to Tavian's World of Reptiles. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is a lovely Tuesday morning. Getting ready to go back to work in a couple of hours, but I wanted to do this video, and I thought it would be a fun thing to experiment with. It might be something that I try to do more in the future if people really appreciate this video and what I offer. So today I'm not featuring any animal that I personally own. I am featuring an animal that I would like to own, but I am doubtful to ever come across. Um, I was cruising on YouTube yesterday, and because there weren't many people posting, and there weren't many lives happening, and so I was just cruising some older videos, and I came across one that said, top 5 or 10 snakes that you are never seen before, or something like that. And I'm like, okay, why not? But the title was really not what drew me to the video. It was actually the thumbnail picture. So the thumbnail had a picture of a snake that looked very similar to a snake that I currently own. But as far as I was concerned, the snake that I own doesn't have any morphs. Like there aren't even many people breeding this snake. And so I was really enthralled. So I clicked on the video. I found out the name of the snake, and then I started doing some research on the snake. Now there is not much to be seen on these snakes. And as you've already read the title, you know what I'm talking about before I even have to say it. But this particular snake that I've seen was just drop dead gorgeous. Check it out. This snake is called a pink-headed reed snake, apparently. I mean, they are absolutely beautiful. Now, you probably already know what snake I thought this was a morph of. I thought this was a morph of the sunbeam snake, like my Nakia wakanda here. As you can see, they look very similar. They've got the same general iridescence, very similar scale patterns, just absolutely gorgeous, both of them, right? I mean, they look similar, so it's not a mistake that can, not happen, obviously. But in fact, these snakes are two very different snakes. In fact, they don't even fall in the same family. So apparently, sunbeam snakes, and this was recently told to me because up until maybe a couple of months ago, I thought sunbeam snakes fell into the colubrid family. However, they do not. They fall into a family called Xenopeltidae, I believe that's how it's said. I don't know how to say scientific names very well, so I don't usually use them, but they fall into that particular family. And then this snake, the pink-headed reed snake, however, falls into the colubrid family. So that alone makes them very different snakes, which I thought was really interesting considering how much they look alike, right? I mean, they look very similar, but with the exception of that brilliant red pink head that they have. I mean, look at that thing. It's just beautiful. Like, gosh, so I started doing some research on it, and like I said, there wasn't much to be seen. Like, I'm here on my laptop right now because, as I said, I'm not a professional in these snakes. I can't tell you much information about them without actually looking at it. So, there's not very much to be seen on them. Like, there's one side, okay, so, they're colubrid, they're non-venomous. They apparently are burrowers, much like the sunbeam snake. Um, and they eat small invertebrates like worms and insects. They range from southern Thailand to Malaysia, Singapore, islands of Borneo, Sumatra, Bangka, Banga. I don't know how to say that. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna insult anybody. But yes, that's usually where they range from. And I guess that's another thing to be considerate of. They don't want to be confused with another species, apparently called the blue Malayan coral snake. Check that out. Wow, very similar in appearance, except looks like this blue Malayan coral snake has a lot more white on its side, but that thing is venomous, and you do not want to get those two mistaken for sure. You do not want to do that. I don't even know the level of toxicity that thing has, but I'm sure that it's not something that you want to get bit by. So don't mistake the pink-headed reed snake and the Malayan coral snake as the same snake, because you can end up in a whole world of trouble. So yeah, not much to be seen on it. Let me check out another site here. What else was I looking at? Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? iNaturalist.org. iNaturalist.org. That was another one that had some little bit of information about them. So nope, same similar information, very much similar information. I thought that was gonna give me something different, but I was wrong. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're also apparently known as the most commonly known names are red-headed reed snake, white-headed reed snake, pink-headed reed snake. I did try to look up some video or some pictures of the differences and the name, but I wasn't able to see much. Like I saw this one, the typical pink red head snake that I showed you originally, and then there was also this one, which I guess is maybe more on the white-headed reed snake side. Like I'm not sure if that's just like a younger snake and maybe it will grow into its color or what, or if that is like the white-headed reed snake that they're talking about. But that they all seem to be falling in the same thing. There don't seem to be a difference in them really. But in looking up pictures for these different snakes, like the red, the white, and the pink, I ended up discovering that there are a lot of reed snakes that all look very similar but are also very different and very pretty in their own way. So this turned out to be not just featuring the pink-headed reed snake like I originally thought the video was going to be, but it turned out that I am going to feature a few others. Check out some of these other reed snakes. Alright, so we saw the collared reed snake. There's that one. And another picture of one here. They both claim to be collared reed snakes, but I'm not sure if there's a difference or if that's wrongly labeled. But yeah, collared reed snake there. There's the Schmidt reed snake. I'm not seeing a huge difference. I guess it does lack a little bit of white compared to the other uh, pink-headed one. It does not have a pink head either. It looks very much more like a sunbeam snake than the reed snake, the red-headed reed. Sorry, the pink-headed reed snake. But also same iridescence. There's the dwarf reed snake that I see here, the variable reed snake, the calamaria reed snake, and a brown reed snake. And I'm sure there are a lot of other reed snakes out there, but those are just some of the first ones that popped up when I like looked at pictures. Oh, another dwarf reed snake here, slightly different than the other picture. So, yeah, I mean, this is just looks like an amazing species of snake, and trust me, I did look to see if they could be found and purchased, but they do not appear to be anywhere in the hobby, and I don't know yet if that is a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if that means they are rare because they're getting killed off because we as humans are just encroaching on their space, or if that means they're just a really elusive snake that are really good at avoiding humans and we just have yet to get our hands on them. And that could be a good or a bad thing. I question that. I question whether snakes like this that aren't in the hobby should be sought out and brought in to the hobby. A lot of people would argue no, they should just be left alone. However, others could argue that we are every day taking out loads and loads of habitats, and we are taking out species before we've even had a chance to discover them. So, is it really a bad thing to want to grab hold of these species and get them into the hobby so that we can start breeding them and making them more prosperous in numbers and so that they don't eventually actually become extinct in the world. Like there are a lot of creatures in the world that are extinct now or on the verge of being extinct, and if we don't bring them into captivity and breed them and help them thrive, that eventually they're going to just disappear off the face of the planet. And some of them are really important creatures. I think a clear example of that, I'm sidetracking from snakes here, but a clear example of that is like the axolotls. Axolotls are very rare. They're very rare in the wild at this point. I think there's like less than a couple thousand of them. I don't even know. I don't really know the statistics of it, but I know that they are rare in the wild. They're on the extremely endangered species list. And so, you know, if they got wiped out, they wouldn't be gone from the world because they are loaded in the hobby. There are loads and loads of people who breed axolotls, so they can always still be found even if they get wiped out by us humans in the wild. So it can be questioned whether we should leave something like these snakes out in the wild and never even seek them out to bring them into captivity to make them more available to people because it's nice to think about these snakes just being in their natural habitat and not taken out and bred and then made domestic and But at the same time, it's also sad to think about, like, what if one day these snakes are never seen again? Like, they get wiped out before we've ever gotten a chance to really see them. So, you know, it's it's up in the air. I don't know where I stand on it. I would love to own any of these reed snakes because they're all so very beautiful. But, you know, I don't know whether that is their lack of a presence in the community is because of them being going extinct, or if because they're just really good at hiding, or what the case may be. Who knows? Or maybe some of these species have already been wiped out, and there's not even that many reed snakes left. Like I don't know, but um, I would love to see them. I would like to see them in the hobby because I also am really sad to think about them being wiped out when we are going into forest and wilderness all the time, all day, just through wiping them out and taking out species before they've even been discovered, like I said. And so, you know, I just want to bring this creature feature to you guys and touch a little bit about on conserving of animals and species and stuff like that when it comes to taking them from the wild and bringing them into captivity and breeding them out and how people feel about it. You got all those PETA people and other people who feel the same way, who think we're all evil for keeping these creatures that should be wild. But when you're thinking about the overall, the bigger picture, and where the world is today, and how the climate changes are happening, and how we as humans are just wiping out forest after forest after forest, and wilderness after wilderness, then you think about we are doing our part to conserve species that are just disappearing by the day. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about these reed snakes. I don't know much about them. I'm going to continue to do more research on them. There doesn't seem to be much on them. Like, they have the most basic information, like, a little bit about what they eat, where they're from, and their appearance, but that's about as far as it goes, and what not to mistake them with. But I'm not seeing anything else about them much, and so I'm going to continue to do more research on them. I encourage you to do more research on them, because we should all learn about what species there are in the world, whether we should ever be able to own them or not. We should just know that they exist in the world, know what we're working towards protecting in the world. So check them out. Let me know what you learn. If you learn more than what I have presented in this video, please, if you already know more than what I presented in this video, please drop it in the comments. I'm looking to learn. I know nothing about these creatures. I'm not here to try to educate you on anything to do with these creatures because I don't know about them. I'm trying to bring them to your awareness because it's been brought to my awareness, and I think it's important to stay aware. So, alright, you guys, this is TWR bringing you a creature feature today. Might be something I continue to do because I enjoy finding new snakes and then looking them up. And why not? Maybe you've never seen that snake, so why not? Why shouldn't I continue to do this? If you think this is something that I can continue to do, maybe once a week, drop it in a comment. Let me know that's something you would want to see. Alright, you guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have a beautiful day, and love your creatures, love yourself, stay positive, and spread the herbs.